The Netherlands, honestly, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated countries in the whole world. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous, their food is amazing, and the cities have a lot of history. And that's what we're focusing on in this video today. My name is Cameron and welcome to Around the World with Cameron, and in this video we are going to be focusing on the top 10 cities and towns to visit in the Netherlands. Now before we get into this, I just want to clarify that I in no way think any of these cities mentioned are bad. I think these are all good cities. I just think certain cities are better to visit than others. This list is also comprised based on both travel statistics and my personal picks. All cities and towns mentioned here are good places to visit, and each one has something different to offer depending on what you're looking for. I also want to apologize in advance if I mispronounce anything in this video. Dutch is spoken in the Netherlands and is not my native language, so I'll try my best with the pronunciations, but I do want to apologize in advance in case any of them are pronounced wrong. But anyways, let's get started. Number 10. Breda. Breda is a city located in the province of Noord-Brabant in the south part of the Netherlands. It has a population of about 185,000 people as of 2021 and covers an area of about 129 square kilometers. The city life is good in Breda. It has a functioning nightlife, has a lot of history, as well as a lot of art. Breda, like many other European cities, consists of a lot of buildings that were built during the medieval period and are still standing intact to this day. Breda also has stunning castles you can visit, such as VYEN Castle, which has extraordinarily beautiful gardens. Breda is also known for its local places to eat and good places to shop. Also, traveling around Breda is quite simple. The easiest mode of transportation in Breda is, you guessed it, bicycles. You can always rent a bike for a good place in Breda and use that to get around the city. But remember to pack a good bike lock before you go anywhere in the Netherlands really, so that people don't steal your bike when you're over there. All of this can make Breda a pretty nice city to visit. Number 9. Haarlem. Haarlem to me is like Amsterdam's little sister, who also happens to be its next door neighbor. No, seriously, I googled this. It's literally about a 40-minute bus ride from Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. That's how close to Amsterdam it is. But that just means with its close vicinity to Amsterdam, there's a lot to see in Haarlem. Haarlem is a very old city in the Netherlands, so there's a lot of history in this place. You can wander around the Grote Markt and the old part of the city for shopping and eating at nice restaurants. There are a lot of nice restaurants in Haarlem, especially if you're interested in eating more authentic Dutch food. There's also a lot of landmarks in the city, like Frans Hals Museum, one of the leading art galleries in the Netherlands, and one of Haarlem's most important historic structures. With all of this in mind, Haarlem just doesn't seem like a bad place to visit, and it's worth it to check it out on your visit to the Netherlands. Number 8. Groningen. Now, this is the first city on the list that's out in the east of Netherlands, and it definitely won't be the last. I mean, if you ask me, I think the eastern part of the Netherlands is very underrated. But anyways, Groningen is located on the northeast part of the country in the province of, well, Groningen. The name Groningen is big in this part of the country. Groningen is on this list because of its historical significance in the Netherlands. It's famous for its historical monuments, like the Martini Tower, the tallest church steeple in the city. Also, if you're a college student, Groningen is actually one of the best cities in the Netherlands for college students to both visit and study in, even if you're an international student. Groningen is actually known for its hotspot for international students studying in the Netherlands. Number 7. Nijmegen. Now I had to look up the pronunciation of this city name a couple of times. I didn't know if it was pronounced Nijmegen or Nijmegen, but apparently it's pronounced Nijmegen. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Anyways, if you're big on Dutch history or even just European history in general, Nijmegen may be the best place for you in the Netherlands, as Nijmegen is actually known to be the oldest city in the Netherlands. The Romans actually founded this city over 2,000 years ago and has been standing strong ever since. Nijmegen is located in the province of Gelderland out in the southeast part of the Netherlands, just about 15 kilometers away from the German border. Because of its historical significance in the Netherlands, there are many historic museums to look at, like Museum Het Walkhof. There are also many old castles to visit in the city as well, like Herden Castle, which is a moated medieval fortress. Also, if you're a big shopper, you will love Nijmegen. There are a lot of shops in the city, especially if you go to Molenstraat. And if city life in the Netherlands isn't your cup of tea, Nijmegen also has plenty of nature to explore within its vicinity, like the Gelderse Poort Nature Reserve. Honestly, while researching this, I had no idea how much Nijmegen really had to offer, and I'm definitely putting this city on my bucket list. Number 6. Maastricht. Maastricht is a city in the province of Limburg. It has a population of about 120,000 people and covers an area of about 60 square kilometers. Not bad. Like Nijmegen, it is steeped in history and is one of the most historic cities in the Netherlands. Maastricht is actually close to both the Belgian and German border, more so with the Belgian border. So if you go to Maastricht and you're ever curious about what Belgium is like, you can do that. There are many interesting things to check out in Maastricht. Like if you're into beer, you should take a look at Brouwerij Bosch, the only remaining brewery in Maastricht, which is interesting because Maastricht used to be a city full of breweries, but now they just have one. If you're interested in visiting town squares, Maastricht has a well-known one called Het Vrijthof, which is famous for its many outdoor cafes and various events. There's also many restaurants and shops in the city, especially markets. Now, there's a lot of markets in Maastricht selling all kinds of stuff. They sell things like food and such, but also antique furniture, handmade pottery, and more. You just can't beat it with the markets of Maastricht. Number 5. Eindhoven. Eindhoven is a city located in the province of Noord-Brabant in the southeast part of the Netherlands. It has a population of about 238,000 people and covers an area of about 89 square kilometers. It's a pretty spacious city, and in my opinion, one of the most interesting. Eindhoven is one of those historic cities that sort of mix and match with the old and modern, and in my opinion, I love cities like that. I would love to live in a city that has a lot of history still intact, while at the same time progressing to newer forms of style. You'll find many cities in Europe like that, and Eindhoven is no exception. Let's just say, if you're a fan of modern art and you love admiring graffiti, you are going to love Eindhoven. Because I mean, city graffiti is art and all the good ones should be preserved. But anyways, it's also widely known in Noord-Brabant as the best city to shop in the province. I'm not kidding, there's a lot of shops in Eindhoven. And even if you don't want to stay in Eindhoven the entire time, its central location can actually take you to places like Düsseldorf, Amsterdam, Antwerp, and London in just 1.5 hours. That's pretty amazing, honestly. If you're into design, Eindhoven would be the perfect place for you to visit. They have numerous design festivals in the city, and it's even recognized as the design capital of the Netherlands. This is also a city that is prideful of its technological progress. Speaking of which, if you're really into tech, you'll just love it here. And I also recommend you pay a visit to the Philips Museum, a museum filled with the history of technology and its innovations. Eindhoven has a little something for everybody, all the more reason to put the city in the top 5 on the list. Number 4. Den Haag. Also known by English speakers as The Hague, it's one of the most internationally renowned cities in the Netherlands. It is located in the province of Zuid-Holland. It has a population of about 500,000 people and covers an area of about 98 square kilometers. Den Haag actually serves as its administrative and royal capital of the Netherlands. Yes, I'm sure some of you have your jaws dropped listening to this. The Netherlands technically has 2 capitals. While the capital city by default is Amsterdam, many of the capital city governmental functions are actually in Den Haag. Den Haag is also a popular location for international headquarters of global government institutions that serve governments all over the world, like the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Because of all of this, a lot of international diplomats visit Den Haag, and Den Haag has its fair share of international tourists. Other than like the international world order places, there's plenty of fun things to do in Den Haag. Of course, you can do the stereotypical things anyone can do in any city in the Netherlands, like ride a bike around the city or go shopping in a local market. But Den Haag actually has quite a few museums, including the Mauritshuis, which is said to be the most beautiful museum in Den Haag. And if you're into beaches, they also have a lot of beaches in Den Haag you can visit. There's also many gardens you can visit in Den Haag. I mean, many are gorgeous, especially the ones that are like right outside the government institutions. But it's still very nice. Overall, Den Haag would be a nice city to visit, hence the reason it's placed number 4 on this list. Number 3. Utrecht. Utrecht, unlike Den Haag, is not a coastal city, and it's actually kind of right in the middle of the Netherlands. Just kind of. Although they do have a lot of European public transportation that stops over there. Like sometimes if you're in Lyon and you're taking a train to Copenhagen, you may or may not have a layover at Utrecht Central Station. But anyways, Utrecht may feel like a small college town, but it's actually the 4th largest city in the Netherlands. It has a population of about 350,000 people. Not bad at all. People from the Netherlands and even all over Europe come to this city for not only its picturesque canals, but also for its monuments, like the UNESCO-listed Rietveld Schroederhuis, which has been described as a jewel of 20th century architecture, and as well as the Gothic Dome Church, which is widely believed to be the most beautiful church in the Netherlands. There's so many fun things to do in Utrecht, which is why I place it number 3 on this list. And also, if you're interested in visiting Amsterdam, it's actually a 30 to 45 minute train ride from Utrecht. It's close to everything central and popular in the Netherlands, so there's a bonus for you. Number 2. Rotterdam. Rotterdam is one of the Netherlands' most important cities. It is the 2nd largest city in the Netherlands. It has a population of about 650,000 people and covers an area of about 324 square kilometers. It's a pretty huge city. It's actually the largest city in the province of Zuid-Holland. Rotterdam is also very important to all of Europe since it has Europe's largest port, which has been very essential in international trade. It's also right next door to Den Haag, so what a shocker. Other than that, Rotterdam actually has a lot to offer for tourists. Like if you love getting a coffee or tea or cocoa if you're not a coffee or tea person, there are a plethora of cafes to check out in Rotterdam. Personally, I haven't been to Rotterdam yet, but I hear the amount of cafes in Rotterdam could easily be compared to Paris's. It's insane. And like many other cities in the Netherlands, Rotterdam also has its fair share of beautiful canals and waterways. Though, in many areas in this part of the Netherlands, it's not easy to find a town that doesn't have at least one waterway running through it. And with all the arts, culture, and history of the city, it's no wonder why it's placed at number 2 on this list. Alright, before we get to number 1, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and ring the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. I also want to take a brief moment for an honorable mention. If you love unique villages or small towns, you'll definitely be interested in traveling to this village. This village is called Giethoorn, and it's located on the province of Overijssel, on the northeast part of the Netherlands. So what makes this village unique? It's because this entire village is almost completely made up of waterways. Yes, you heard me right, waterways. Now sure, in some areas of the village there are bike paths, and there is a place in Giethoorn where you can park your car if you're driving there. But the entire town is mostly made up of waterways as means of getting around the village. Honestly, I've never been to this village, but I really want to go here. To me, small towns and villages with unique features are really fascinating to me and have always made great places to visit for me. And hopefully, Giethoorn speaks the same for you on your trip to the Netherlands. But anyways, now on to number 1. Number 1, Amsterdam. Yes, I'm sure a lot of you are not surprised with number 1 here. But honestly, all rumors and cautionary tales aside about the red light district, Amsterdam is actually a very nice place to visit. Amsterdam is the cultural center of the Netherlands and the heart of Dutch culture. It's also the largest city in the Netherlands, sporting a metro population of about 2.5 million people. Believe me, a lot of people are coming over here, and who can blame them? There's so much to do in Amsterdam, like the Rijksmuseum, Dam Square, the canals all over the city. In fact, there's so many canals that they nicknamed this city the Venice of the North. Amstel Park, the Van Gogh Museum, the list goes on and on. I actually talk about Amsterdam in one of the videos I made about the top 10 things to do there. So if you want to check that out, I highly suggest you go watch it. And that is it for the top 10 cities and towns to visit in the Netherlands. Have you decided which of these cities and towns you're going to on your Dutch getaway? Let me know in the comments below. Was there any city or town or village in the Netherlands that I missed that would still be a great place for people to visit? Let me know in the comments below. Do you have any travel stories about your visit to the Netherlands? Let me know in the comments below. And also, just comment anyway. I love hearing feedback from you guys on these videos. And be sure to hit that like button on this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. This is Cameron, and thanks for watching.